Alright, so to start off, I'd like to point out that there are some good, dubbed anime out there for anyone who's like just forcefully against dubbed anime because they just like hate dubbed anime for some apparent reason. There are good dubs out there, some of the older anime, like I think Cowboy Bebop has some a great dub personally. Some newer anime does too. Some people don't like some people do. I think Soul Eater has a great dub. Sorry, it's so bright, but it's just Soul Eater. But Soul Eater I think has a great dub. Um, Naruto has some pretty good voice acting. You know, for shows like Naruto and Bleach, they're generally those characters that are like, one-off characters who are in like this little 3 episode arc or maybe just this one episode. Those random extras you might not like, but I think for the main cast, generally speaking, you have pretty good voice actors. I know a friend, he like hates um, Johnny Young Bosch who plays Ichigo in Bleach. He hates his dub voice. Personally, I don't have a problem with it, but that's just different people, different expectations, I guess. And certain voices, they can sound different to different people, and certain characters like I remember I saw like Tenchi Muyo. I can't remember which one it was. It was the one when they had like the April Fool's Day thing for Tsunami. And it was like the last episode. I'm pretty sure it's the one before GXP, whichever that one is. It's when he's in space at the end. And I remember I was watching it, and I didn't really like the guy's voice for the character. But by the end of the episode, it's only like half an hour. I was already used to it, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And I don't know if that's the same guy who voiced Sena in Tenchi Muyo GXP because it's not the same character if you didn't know that. And he actually does meet Tenchi, and his voice seemed completely different. He sounded like he had a really deep voice in the episode where they met compared to the episode that I'm remembering from the April Fool's Day thing. And I think when I first watched Tenchi Muyo GXP, I didn't really like Sena's voice because it was kind of high pitched. But I can't really remember because it was like so long ago. It seems like, and now the show isn't even on Toonami anymore because it actually ended. But I don't think I actually liked his voice because I thought it was a little high pitched. And that generally happens, when you have a character like the voice actor might be good, but it just kind of throws you off because you might feel like their voice is high pitched or something like that compared to the character you see. Like if you can think of any random cool character that you like the example I want to use is Wesker from Resident Evil. He's like the cool laid back villain character. He's like super strong and all this stuff, and he has like it's not a super deep voice, but it's deep enough, for that character. But if he had like a high pitched voice, it would just seem weird. He's just like calm and sitting down in a chair or something in like a black coat and wearing shades, and then he has like a super high pitched voice. It kind of sounds weird. It throws you off a little, and when anime does that on purpose, where they have like the stoic characters, like really buff or something, who doesn't talk, and then he has a high pitched voice, and it's on purpose and it's meant to be funny. It's generally funny, but when it's serious, like in the Wesker case, and it's like you see this cool character, but you hear the voice and it's just like high pitched to you, it kind of throws it off. And I feel like that only happens in the dubs. I can't personally think of any like sub anime I've ever seen where I thought the Japanese voice sounds off for this character. And that could be because I don't speak Japanese, so I'm not really accustomed to the different pitches and all that stuff of the Japanese language outside of just watching anime, so it doesn't affect me as much as hearing an English voice when I feel like, oh, this is too high pitched or too low pitched for this character. But sub anime versus dub, like I said, some people just hate dub. Period. Just 'cause it's like they just hate English voice actors. But sub anime is great to watch. I personally enjoy both. Like if I'm feeling lazy, I just watch dubbed. Like all my DVDs, I just watch it dubbed. And once I watch it dubbed, I'll rewatch it again subbed. Like Soul Eater. When I first watched it, I actually watched it subbed, and then when I got the Blu-ray, I just watched it dubbed. And Naruto, I watch every episode dubbed, And I do watch, like, I'm not currently caught up, but I watch it on Crunchyroll, subbed of course. And I started watching it subbed back in the when the original Naruto was on. Once they started doing like all those fillers and stuff, and I did that so I could kind of fly through it and catch up to Shippuden. And even once I did that, I would still watch Shippuden once that finally came back in English, and that was just to see the differences because I just like to see what did they change as far as the dialogue from in translation. But for me personally, I don't find either one particularly better. It's just how I feel at that specific moment. Like I can watch anything subbed. It's not like I can't read. So I just if I want to watch an anime like Gintama, is not dubbed. For some reason they did the movie dubbed, but that's the only thing they've ever done for Gintama. So if you like Gintama, I guess buy the movie a bunch because that's all we got dubbed. And when I watched that, after watching it, subbed for like 20 or 30 episodes, and I found out that there was a movie, which is really just an arc redone. But I was like, oh man, once I found out the movie existed, I was like, I have to find this movie online. And oddly enough, I had it on demand at the time for Anime Network, and I watched it, and it was not subbed, it was dubbed, and I kind of hated it because it was such a difference, and that's kind of what happens automatically. I feel if you watch something subbed for so long, and then you get to dubbed, and the voices are so drastically different because obviously it's from Japanese to English. But also, like, I just didn't like the voices that much. Like, I can't even think of his name right now, but Gintama's like the other guy. Who, I wish I could remember his name, but the guy with the glasses, like the guy who dubbed him, I did not like his voice at all in the movie. It was like too, like his character is really excited, but I felt like the voice was just like too. It was like the high pitch where it's it's high pitched, but at the same time it sounds lowered because it's raspy, and that's kind of what it sounded like. And he was, he's an excited character, so he's kind of yelling a lot because he's like, you can't do this or you can't do that. That's insane. Blah blah blah. And he's in English. It just didn't sound right to me because his voice just seemed way too high pitched compared to the Japanese version, which is still high pitched, but like I said, that's what I heard first, and it just becomes normal to me. And for Soul Eater, I actually watched the first 4 episodes dubbed because that's just how they had it on YouTube, where you could, um, like Anime Network or not Anime Network, Funimation put it on there. I don't know why they even bother doing that, but they put the first 4 episodes up dubbed or subbed, and I was like, well, I'll just watch it dubbed, so I don't like. It's just easier. Like I could walk away from my laptop if I have to do something, which generally I wouldn't anyway while I'm watching it. But I could if I needed to. And so I watched the first 4 episodes dubbed, and then it went to subbed, and it was sort of a weird transition for me because I was already used to the dub for like an hour 45 minutes, almost 2 hours of hearing all the different English voices, and then I have to switch over to sub. But just for me personally, it's whichever one I start off with first. That's what I like to stick with. But like I said, for Naruto, I started off watching it dubbed on Toonami. I was like, all right, well, I like the show, and I just got into watching it in Japanese as well. Like I still watched it on Toonami, but I just went through, you know, online and watched it all subbed. Um, like I've never really done that with any other show. Like I was gonna do it with Bleach, and I just decided not to. But it's not that big of a transition for me for some reason. For when I did it for Naruto, because I guess I just wanted to get through it. But dub versus sub, as far as I'm concerned, for me it's whichever one I start with. That's what I like. But if I have to switch one way or another, it's not that big of a deal because in the end, as far as I'm concerned, I just want a good anime. I don't really care if the voices are a little weird to me because, like I said, you hear something at first, it could be weird, but then you get used to it, after a while, and it doesn't bother you as much. And even if it's from, sub to dub, where, you think the dub voice sounds a little weird. Even then, you'll get used to it at some point because you're really more interested in the anime itself than the voice actors who are, voicing the characters who you think aren't doing a great job for like that character or whatever they're doing. And so no matter whether it's dubbed or subbed, I personally enjoy anime no matter what. Unlike some people who, like I said earlier, they just hate dubbed anime, which I never really understood. Like, just all dubbed actors suck or something. I don't know. But for me personally, whichever one I start off with, that's what I prefer to go with because I'm just weird with change. So you let me know what you think. Which is better, dubbed or subbed? Do you like hate dubbed for some reason? If you do, I please put it in the comments why you do, because I've always been curious why people just hate it. It's like people don't even give it a chance to watch stuff in dubbed. But there are, like I said, some great animes. One I didn't mention, Full Metal Alchemist. Like, I haven't really watched the whole show, but I know that dub is actually really well done. So why do you hate dubs if you do? If you hate subs for some reason, why do you hate subs? If it's just because you don't like reading, that's really sad. But, put that in the comments too. But I'll tell you now, that's sad. So that's my reply to anyone who says it's because I don't like to read. That's just sad. But, comment below. Share your experience, dubbed, subbed, having to switch if you ever had to do that. But, comment, rate, subscribe if you like, and thanks for watching.